outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. So I thought it'd be fun to show you some books that I think you should ask for this Christmas. So let's just get right into it. So the first one is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This is one that got me into reading, like right at the beginning. Obviously afterwards, a series that got me into reading fully, but this is one of like the first taboo, kind of like older style books that I really got into. And this, I would definitely say, is the one that I read and was like, okay, I love reading now. So I definitely highly recommend you ask for this for Christmas if you haven't read it already, because obviously it is quite a popular one, or it was quite a popular one. So it's about Jordan and Pike, and Jordan has a boyfriend who is quite trashy. Let's just say that he's not very good, and so they end up having to move in with her boyfriend's dad because they didn't pay rent or something, so they don't have a house anymore. And then eventually Jordan and Pike, Pike is obviously her, Jordan's boyfriend's dad, things start to happen, and that's what I'm going to say. But I highly recommend this, and I highly recommend you ask for it for Christmas. Then we have When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. These books are like the perfect summary reads, and they're very short. I would definitely say if you're just getting into reading, these would be good books because they're definitely very easy to read, very quick, short, and just fun. If you love these, then I would definitely recommend The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams as well, and vice versa. If you've read this one, I definitely recommend the other two. Sarah Adams' writing is just so easy and fast paced, and definitely good if you just are getting into reading. So these are the Sarah Adams books I've read. I'm not sure if she has any more actually, if I'm being completely honest, but I highly recommend you ask for these. Next we have the Chestnut Spring series. Oh my gosh, this is just amazing. You'll get sucked into this series. There's actually a fifth book called Hopeless, which I haven't yet read, but it came out not that long ago as I'm filming this. Let me tell you, trust me, I've just dropped them. You will absolutely devour these books, and they're so cheap. Like if you live in the UK, in the works, they're like £2.50 each. Even on Amazon, I think Reckless and Heartless is £2.50 currently, Powerless is £5, and then this one is like £6. So they are super affordable as well, which is definitely great if you're asking for them. But this one is about Summer and Rhett, and Rhett is a like popular cowboy, and then he says on like Summer that he doesn't like milk, and then that like causes it chaotic because it was a sponsor. So then Summer is then sent to babysit him and make sure that he doesn't do or say anything silly to ruin his career. Then we have Heartless. This is a single dad nanny trope. This is definitely like one of my favorites, except for the third one obviously. So it's about Cade, and he has a young son and he's looking for a nanny obviously for his son. That is when he hires Willa, and Willa just connects with his son so fast, and Cade like loves Willa's energy and the way she looks after his son, and it's such a love story, especially because it's also like a Grumpy Sunshine book as well. I absolutely love this one. Then we have Powerless. This one is about Jasper and Sloane, and Sloane is getting married, but then so happens that she decides she doesn't want to go through with it anymore. So then Jasper helps her escape her wedding, and they have been friends for quite a few years now. So it's a friends to lovers, let's just say, run away from marriage because she runs out of her wedding, and it's so amazing. This is definitely my favourite out of the series personally. I don't know, I just loved the vibes of this one. It was just so fun. There's times where you just have a nice laugh, you know, and it is amazing. Then we have Reckless. Now this is about Winter and Theo, and Winter is actually Summer from Flawless twin sister, and they don't have the best relationship, but Winter is actually married, but she decides, you know what, my husband is a disgusting man, which he is. Let me just clarify. He's a disgusting man. I don't want to be with him anymore. So she decides to go back to the small town where her sister is to, you know, build up that relationship again, because they're not very close. And that is when she meets Theo in, like, I think it was a bar, or was it like a family dinner? I can't remember. And then Theo's like, you know what, I'll take her home. And they end up having a one-night stand. And then I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to spoil it. But this is definitely a fun one, and there's a certain trope that not many people like in this, which I'm obviously not going to say. I personally don't like it many times. It has to be done right, but this book, please read it even if you don't like this trope, because you will not regret it. I absolutely loved it. And then the fifth book, Hopeless, I'm not sure what it's quite about, but I know it's Beau's story, which you do meet in Flawless, I think. It was Flawless, and you do get a few mentions of him, and I know that he's like traumatized because something happens, he goes missing, and so I'm going to guess you figure out his story throughout there. So I highly recommend this whole series, considering I've gone on a rant about it. Then we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So this is my favourite fantasy book. I will forever rave about this one. I absolutely love this book, and I flew through this, even though it was like, it's very thick and I was very busy at the time that I was reading this. I still flew through it and I absolutely love it, and it's very fast paced. You get hooked to the characters, you get actually hooked to the story. The fact that it has dragons in this was definitely something new for me, but I found out that I absolutely love dragon stories, so I also do highly recommend this one, and that you should ask for it for Christmas. Okay, next, I'm just going to do it like this because otherwise I'll have to pull my whole shelf down, which I really don't want to do. So I'm just going to show you them. So I recommend all of Laura and Ash's stories. They are so good, especially the Billionaire Dreamland series. You'll get hooked, and especially Final Offer, which is the third book. You can read them separately, but it would definitely be good if you just read them in order. But the third book especially, wow. I absolutely loved it. I devoured it. It was amazing. Next, I would definitely recommend all of Anne Huang's books. Believe it or not, most people say, especially the Twisted series, I do recommend. But I'm going to say especially these two, this series, and King of Greed recently came out. I absolutely loved those books. And then I'm going to say Heartstopper, which is a graphic novel. If you are just getting into reading, or if you love graphic novels, I absolutely love that. That will forever be my heart, like, love it. And then we have pretty much this whole shelf, but I'm going to say specifically him, all of these books right here up to here. Then I'm going to say Archer's Voice, The Housemaid Secret, Part of Your World, and then the second book, which is yours truly. Highly recommend. So I'm going to leave out those books for now because obviously I don't want to overdo it, but I could recommend so many more that you should ask for Christmas, but I am going to leave it there because obviously I don't want to overwhelm you either with the many different options. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll technically see you tomorrow. Bye.